Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. This practice will focus on balance and developing the little smaller muscles and ligaments in our ankles, our wrists, our legs, just to create greater stability for ourselves. So you probably will fall over. And when you do, not a problem, come back in with your breath. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a lot of times people struggle with balance because they're really kind of doing their own detriment to themselves and coming in too fast. So we're going to talk about how to find that a little bit better. And hopefully with this practice, time and time again, your balance will get better. You will see some improvements in your balance, overall general standing and strength and stamina in your wrists and your ankles. So we're going to start seated. So find a comfortable seat where you can sit for a few minutes to center yourself and ground yourself. So we're ready to prepare for balance. You might need a couple blocks or a wall space for this practice. So if you need to pause and find those areas and then come back and find a seat. Once you found your seat, let your eyes close. Allow your hands to rest on your thighs. Just allow yourself to be in your room, on your mat, and in your body. Connecting with your surroundings. Acknowledging any sounds or smells around you. Just allow yourself to be more present with every passing breath. And setting a collective intention around balance. Maybe it's balance on your mat, actually physically finding balance, or maybe it's balance in your life off of your mat, trying to find that balance. Maybe balancing your breath between the short breaths and the long breaths and having them become more smooth and steady. So whatever that intention is for you today around balance, hold that in your mind's eye. Allow your hands come to your heart center. We'll set that intention as we open this practice with 1 Om. Take a nice full inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, let the hands come back down to the thighs. Start to grow your breath slightly. Let your inhales and exhales match. Engaging that Ujjayi pranayama. Starting to feel that grounding, that balance in your body as you're here on your mat. And wherever you are in your breathing cycle, exhale fully. Let the chin come to the chest, let those eyes blink open. Go ahead and lift the chin. Remove any padding, set it out of your sides, and we're going to come into cat-cow. So balancing there first. So we'll find a few rounds of cat-cow to begin. So ground down into those hands. Make sure the hands are right underneath the shoulders. So alignment is really key when you're coming to balance. If you're not aligned right, your balance is already starting off, and then you're off on the wrong place. So you're counter-fighting that or fighting that more to find balance. So you want to find that balance, find that stability and that alignment first. So checking that the hands are right over those wrists, or those under those shoulders. You're going to tuck the toes, keep the knees right underneath the hips, and then let the belly drop, shoulders roll back, gaze looks up. Exhale, press and round. So find some mobility in the spine here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round, opening the shoulders a little bit, creating some movements. Again, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, come to a nice long spine. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring that left knee to the center line. So the left knee is right in the center, and then you take that right leg extended long. Ground through the toes, right? So that hip's not lifting, your right hip's drawing toward the floor, and then you're going to lift the heel. So notice like your weight might have come forward with that. See if you can press the weight back into the leg. So push that heel back. Draw up through the lower belly. Press into the hands, and then maybe that left arm floats. So this is where you start right to come in and out of the balance. And if you do, most people will come down and then lift up. Come down and lift up. Come back to center, keep yourself grounded, and then come back in with your breath, 1 step at a time. So leg first, then arm, then hold. Don't do the teeter-totter. Good, 2 more breaths here. And then as you exhale, hand down, leg down. Bring that right knee to the center line. Press into the hands, extend that left leg long. Ground the toes down first, square the hips to the floor, draw up through the lower belly, and then lift the heel. Good, and then if you're okay, maybe right arm lifts. A lot of times too, people tend to find this harder balance because they're trying to lift that back leg so much and kind of collapsing in the belly that it causes you to waver. So push through the heel, belly draws in, spine lengthens, and that heel should be equal with your hip. Big inhale here. And exhale, hand down, knee down. Take a moment, open the knees, sit back, child's pose. Just check in, pressing into the hands, few deep breaths into the low belly, into the low back. Exhale fully here. Inhale, shifts the weight forward, hands and knees. Bring those knees back under, press down into the hands, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. So again, checking in with that alignment, so hands are pressing, fingers spread wide, wrist creases point to the top of the mat. And then lower belly draws in, look back to the feet, your feet are hip distance apart, heels reaching to the back of your mat. Just breathe here. And again, downward dog, anytime you have to balance here, you're going to need a little bit more stability, so you have to have your alignment correct. Good, as you inhale, bring your big toes to touch. Exhale, pause there. So just a nice, easy balance. Inhale, take that right leg to the ceiling. And exhale, down. Inhale, left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, down. Inhale, maybe come up onto the left fingertips. Exhale, down. Inhale, right fingertips. Exhale, down. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, down. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, down. Inhale, maybe hover that left hand. Exhale, down. Inhale, hover right. Exhale, down. Inhale, bring yourself forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor, knees or toes. Good, take a moment, pause there, lengthen through the toes, reach the hands back toward the toes. One little locust pose here. Inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, heels lift. Good, draw the outer shoulders up. Draw the back of the head up, palms up, heels up. One more big inhale. And exhale, lower. Bring your hands by your side, tuck your toes, press back to child's pose. And take a moment there, check in. Notice how you're feeling. Take a few breaths. And then inhale, shift your weight forward. And then exhale, come so you're sitting on your booty. And then lay down onto your back. We'll do a couple engagements here before we start to balance on our feet. And so ground down here on your back. Lengthen and press through the heels so your legs are active. And then lengthen the tailbone toward your heels. So engaging that lower belly. Draw the shoulder blades onto the back. As if you're standing in Tadasana, but you're laying on your mat. And now keep pressing through that left leg. Bring your right knee so that your knee lifts to the ceiling and your foot comes up into your inner thigh. And then drop that knee out to the side. So you're in like a lying tree. If it's okay for your arms are going to go up above your head and your palms are going to face toward the ceiling. Shoulder blades still drawing onto the back. Good, just kind of notice what happens with that right hip. And then see if you can start to press that right foot into the right thigh. So that knee is going to lift up off the ground. You're going to engage in the glute, press the glute into the floor, your booty, and then press that left leg into the right foot. So just notice the engagement you need here. Notice you need to engage the core, the legs. The arms also need to counterbalance the legs. Big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, relax the arms, bring them out to a T, and then bring that right knee to center, extend it out. Ground down into the sit bone or into the low back, and then bend that left knee. Good, take that left knee out to the left. Pause there. Take the arms back up. This time, take your hands and reach them so your thumb edges are on the floor. So your pinky edges are toward the ceiling. Good. Now start to press that left foot into the thigh or calf, pressing it in so that knee comes up off the floor, and then engage the glutes. Press down into the foot. Lower belly draws in. Breathe. Good. One more full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bend the elbows by the side. Exhale, bring that knee to center. Extending that leg long. And pause there. Little bit of core because you need to wake up that core before we start standing. So bend the knees. Taking the knees, press the hands down into the floor and draw those knees into the chest. So you're not using your arms. Flex the feet, draw knees together, heels together. Good, and then take those arms, reach them up to the ceiling, flex the hands. So palms like you want to press them into the ceiling, create palm prints. And then on your next inhale, lift those shoulder blades up off the floor. Keep pressing those hands up, keep squeezing the knees together. Breathe. Good, and then staying here or lengthening out, take an inhale, legs go out, arms go up, they hover. Imagine you're doing a handstand on the floor. I love the floor. And exhale, draw it all back in. Good. Again, inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, imagine you're coming into crane pose or bakasana on your back. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Last time here. Exhale, bring it in. Good. Inhale, draws the knees in, give them a hug. And exhale, relax the head. Good. And then from here, just pausing for a moment, rock a little bit. Check in. And we're going to rock and roll ourselves up to sit, right? So we're going to finding some balance on our spine here. So you're going to kind of keep your legs open. You're not going to keep your legs in a nice little tight ball. Bring your hands to the top of your knees. And then you're just going to kind of bring those knees away from you. Inhale, bring the back roll under your shoulder blades. Exhale, up. Inhale, back. Legs come back. Exhale, up. One more time. Inhale, back. Exhale, all the way up. Good. And from here, you're going to, if you can, without using your hands, see if you can stand up. So maybe your feet go wide, maybe your feet stay crossed. Press into the ground, inhale, stand up. Good. And exhale. Good. Uncrossing. Come to your mat. You might need your blocks here. We're going to take those blocks and we're going to actually stand on them, right? So if you don't have blocks, you can use books, you can use something that'll just stack you up, a little step you can use, but something that you're going to be able to put your whole foot on, and then you're going to be able to step onto it. Since I do have two blocks, I'm going to put them lengthwise so I can put my heel on one and the ball of my foot on the other. So it's going to give me more stability. If you only have one, make sure that at least your heel and the balls of your foot are on, your toes can kind of go off the edge. So you're going to start with your right leg, ground down into that foot. Good, so that your left toe is just kind of off the block or the book, and you're going to have your hands by your side. Now, if you find this challenging, you might need a wall beside you, maybe a chair, to keep more balance, and then just slowly start letting your hand come off of that. From here, take that left foot, flex it. Good, so like you're standing on the floor, but you're not. Good, then your inhale, let that foot drop down so the right hip draws out. Exhale, stand up, pull it up. Inhale, let it lower. Exhale, pull it up. Good, inhale, lower. Exhale, up, pause. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Good, and then from here, you're going to just switch sides. So slowly lower it down. Give that a little shake. Notice how that feels. You might feel this little burning sensation on the outer hip here, working those muscles. And then bring your left foot on. Good, ground down, lower belly draws in, hands on the hips. Maybe hands start to come up or out, or maybe to heart center. Ground down, flex the foot, and then inhale, let the foot drop. Exhale, press. Good, inhale, drop. Exhale, press. Good, one more time. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Whew. Good, and then slowly let that knee bend, coming off. Give that a little shake. Checking in. Notice that's a little sensation you got going on there. And then from here, we're going to do tree. So you have the option. You can stay on your blocks to do tree, or you can come off of them. So a little harder is going to be on the block. Less challenging will be off. You probably will waver. So if you're worried about falling and maybe doing too much of a fall, stay off the block. Maybe be near the wall. but I'm going to be on the block. So again, I'm going to ground down into that, my right foot. I'm going to find my balance. Hands are going to be at my hips, and I'm going to flex that foot. I'm going to keep my side waist nice and long, keep everything the same. Inhale, draw the knee up. Exhale, draw the knee to the side. Notice if that right hip wants to come out, keep it in, and then bring that foot either all the way up into your inner thigh or into your calf. Don't press it into your knee. You don't need that extra strain on the ligaments. So press, foot into thigh, thigh into foot, lift the chest. Imagine we just did this on the ground, and now maybe take the arms up. Good, and when you do come out, when you do fall, again, come back in just as deliberately as we just did now. Don't use the seesaw teeter action. Good, one more full inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hands to hips. Exhale, knee to center. Inhale, slowly bring that foot down, bending into the other knee, and give it a shake. Good, other side. So ground down into that left side. Standing up strong on that leg, pull the lower belly in, hover the foot. Good, and then inhale, draws the knee up. Exhale, use your whole breath to open it up. Find that balance. Your balance is going to shift. And then either draw that heel into your inner thigh or into your calf. Good, foot into thigh, thigh into foot. Lift the chest, shoulder blades onto the back. Maybe arms start to lift. So sometimes this gets to be the part where people start to waver and maybe they come down. So maybe I fall out of it and then they want to come back into it, so they come back up, but now they're not balanced. So you want to come back into it just the way you did. Come back to center, use your breath, open it up, find your balance. Come in slowly, no need to rush. Good, one more big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, hands to hips. Exhale, knee to center. Good, inhale, release. And exhale, down. So the more you notice your balancing, the more you're gonna notice as you move through the postures. Every time you move, your weight shifts and you catch your balance, basically. So you need to do that slowly. If you go too fast, that's when you fall. So we're gonna challenge yourself again. You can use the strap if you need to, but I'm just gonna hold my knee today. So we're gonna do a little bit of that balance coming forward and backward. So from here, ground down into that right foot again. Breathe, shoulder blades onto the back, and then bend the knee. Inhale, draw the knee up. Good, as you exhale, maybe bring that hand to knee. Shoulder blades on the back, breathe. For those that can, using a strap or holding the big toe, maybe that leg straightens. So you're here, you have more flexibility. But make sure the leg is at least 90 degrees if you're using that strap. And then exhale, open it up to the side. Good. Lengthen the side waist equally. Notice how the balance changed. Good, and then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, reaches those arms. Exhale, maybe straighten the leg out. Good, breathe. Inhale, bend. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, releases that leg down. And exhale, step off the block, give it a shake. Notice you're using those muscles in your hips that you're not normally using. And then come back to the other side. Ground down into that block, pressing down, lift the chest, shoulder blades onto the back. Good, inhale, start to draw the knee up. And exhale, hugging that knee in. Good, keep the shoulder blades back, tailbone dropping. Good, find that balance, spread through the toes. And as you exhale, open it up to the side. Notice how you catch yourself as you start to move. Your body weight shifts. Good. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hand to hip. As you inhale, reach it up. Exhale, straighten. Good, take an inhale here. Exhale, bend. Inhale, hands to hips. And exhale, release it down. Good, give that a little shake. Shake it out. Couple deep breaths. Good, one more standing pose. One more balancing pose. This time we won't be on the blocks. We'll use the blocks for support. It's gonna be warrior 3. So taking those blocks, place them toward the front of your mat. Bring your feet about hip distance apart, right? So ground down into those feet. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold. Hands to the blocks. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, find your weight into that right foot. Draw your left heel to your bum. Take an inhale, start to press that left heel back. Heart comes forward, exhale. Good, and then slowly maybe both hands come to that right block. Maybe hands start to come to your hips. Keep that back leg super active. Good, breathe. Heart comes forward. Now imagine someone's pulling that back heel behind you. And you always have your block, so you can keep lifting here. Breathe. One more big inhale. Exhale. Inhale, draw knee in. And exhale, foot down. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, hands to blocks again. Find that grounding into the left foot. Inhale, draw the right heel to your bum. Exhale, start to press that foot back. Lengthen the chest forward. Good, breathe. Lift through that back heel. Keep the hips square to the ground, standing leg strong. Maybe both hands come to the same block. Maybe hands to heart. Imagine someone's pulling that back leg back as your arms maybe start to reach forward. Good, one more big inhale. Exhale, hands to blocks. Take an inhale, draw the knee in. And exhale, foot down. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Good, inhale, lengthen here. As you exhale, turn the toes out, heels out, so your toes are as wide as your mat, your heels are slightly in, and then drop those hips. Malasana. So if your hips are in or your knees hurt, you can always drop down onto that block. You're doing the same thing, pressing down. I'm going to face you a little bit more. Pressing down into those inner thighs, into your shins, and drawing those knees wide, pressing the feet down. All right, if you don't need the block, your hips lower down, and you're breathing here. Good, rock a little bit, getting into those hips. We just did a lot of time strengthening them. Now let's stretch them out. Good, one more full inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale, reach it forward. Exhaling. And then from here, if you don't have a block already, taking a block, place it under those sit bones, and then drop your hips down. Good. Draw your knees in, sit up nice and tall. Maybe hands come behind you, hover the feet. So get it so that your booty's right on that block. If you need 2 blocks, great, put them side by side, sitting down on them, lift the heels, spread through the toes. Lift the chest, and then reach the arms. Good, Navasana. So just making sure you're grounding down into those sit bones. So the more that you can get onto one block, the more that you're going to notice you're finding that lift and your sit bones are actually grounding down rather than sitting onto both of those blocks. Breathe. 2 more breaths. Good. Finding this balance creates core, right? So you have your legs, you have your low back, you have your front body, your abdominals, and then hug the knees in. Round the spine, shin comes in, and then go ahead and come off those blocks. Good, from here coming into Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of the feet together. Bring the hands behind you for a moment to stretch that out. Big inhale, shoulder blades onto the back of the chest. And then as you exhale, fold it forward. Good, press those feet together. Heart comes forward, pressing those hands down. Nice long spine. Exhale fully. Inhale, lengthens you out. Exhale, brings you back to center. Bringing those legs out. So you have the option, you're going to take your right leg first. If you can, maybe that left leg comes back. If that's not going to be there for you, keep that left leg extended out. Sitting up nice and tall. Hug yourself, hug that knee in so you're rotating and then right shoulder's back, left shoulder's forward. Just a nice easy twist here. Deep breaths. One more full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, look to the center. Exhale, unwind. Switching sides. Grounding down, lifting up. So those were some standing poses, some standing balances. If you have time, maybe check out my handstand practice, and if you want to work on balancing more on your hands. But tuning in, we'll do some handstand practices, maybe some more arm balances or balances into side plank in the future. So keep tuning in. Exhale fully. Good. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, take those legs out. Go ahead and lay down onto your back. All the way down. Keeping the knees bent, we'll do one little back bend or chest opener. Press down into the hands, press down into the heels. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, draw those shoulder blades onto the back, pressing into the heels. Lengthen the tailbone toward the knees. Press the shins to the front of the room. And breathe here. Chin slightly lifts. Stretching out that front body. One more full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, unwind the shoulders. Exhale, slowly lower those hips. Draw those knees in, give them a little squeeze. And then my favorite finishing pose, happy baby. Pressing the soles of the feet up into the hands. Hands draw those feet down. Feet are flexed to the ceiling. And the knees are drawing out and wide. And then rock a little bit from side to side. Leroy's favorite pose is Shavasana, so he's happy to be here. You're going to release those, give them a little shake up to the ceiling, and then slowly bring the feet down, allowing those knees to knock in for a moment. Take a couple breaths here. And then as you're ready, lengthening those legs out, extending them out, let your palms turn up, let those shoulder blades tuck onto the back. Lift the chin slightly so you have a nice long spine from the base of your head down to your tailbone. And then wherever you are in your breathing cycle, exhale fully. Take a full inhale into the nose. Hold it for a moment. And sigh it out. Let your breathing come back to normal. Bringing that intention that you've set around balance back to your mind. Acknowledge the accomplishments that you did today with your balance. And acknowledge that you need to come back and work on that. And letting yourself come back to this practice time and time again to help you find that balance. And then letting the balance that you find here on your mat help you once you step off your mat. Take a few more minutes resting here in Shavasana. Allowing your next breath to come in a little deeper. On your next breath, bring some movement into the fingers and toes. Maybe even your wrists and ankles. And on your next breath, reach your arms back behind your head, slide your feet together, give yourself a long stretch. And then slowly bend the knees. Bring the feet as wide as your mat apart. And as you inhale, drop the knees to the left. Exhale to center. Inhale to the right. And exhale to center. Inhale left. Exhale center. Inhale right. Exhale center. Good, and then rolling over to your favorite side, pause there for a moment. Check in with the body, check in with the mind. And then when you're ready, mindfully press yourself up. Come all the way back up to seated. And as you find that seat, allow your eyes to close. Let your hands come to your heart center, allowing yourself to be in the room, on your mat, and in your body. Once again, connect with that intention that you've set around balance, allowing the strength, the energy of this practice, the breath of this practice to help you find your balance, not only on your mat, but off your mat. Remember, you can always come back to that breath. Sealing that all in as we close this practice with one Om. Take a nice full inhale. Bowing your head slightly. Taking a moment, think of one thing in your life that you truly are grateful for today. And ask yourself if there's any way you can make that better in your life for tomorrow. See that happening in your mind's eye as you raise your head with a smile. Thank you for joining me. Drink lots of water, eat your veggies, and wear some sunblock. And we'll see you next time. Namaste.